All right. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome. We've got a couple of visitors in today. Fantastic. There's Jeff and Gary. How are you guys?
Whoops, I got an echo
Doing
here.
good, thanks, Pete.
Let me turn YouTube down.
You got a bit of an echo happening. That's okay.
Yeah, let me turn YouTube down.
Yeah, you'll have to turn. Yeah, as long as you can still hear me here. Yeah.
There we
It's
go.
easier. Yeah, I have YouTube playing on the laptop with the volume down, and I use this, and
Right.
you don't get the echo, and I can just see more up-to-date chat because this thing's like about 30 seconds behind in chat sometimes.
Right.
So, yeah. Oh, that's good. That's great. Yeah. I thought, what the hell? I'll just have an open stream, and anyone wants to, they can jump in within the StreamYard limits. I don't know how many that is. It could be up to 9 people, but
Yeah, 8 or 9.
and
I think that is right, Pete.
Yeah. So that's all good. I'm not wealthy enough to pay for this StreamYard at the moment. I got too many other subscriptions I got to deal with. So I'm trying a few other streaming platforms like ViewMux or something it's called, and Prism's another one.
I
But
haven't heard of either of those.
yeah, it's difficult when you're familiar with one thing and then you got to change to something else because things could mess up and you don't want that to happen during the stream. So yeah, but it's all right. So yeah, this is good. We got seen Stephen Haynes.
OBS is supposed to be quite good to use.
OBS, yes. I use OBS for videoing my model building, but I don't use it for actual streaming. I just found this screen system where you've got a preview screen, your studio, and then your live, and you got to, like, you have your studio set up, and then when you want it live, you hit the arrow and it goes to live, and it just confuses me, because I'm just afraid I'll hit a wrong button one day and I'll just end the stream.
Right. OBS seems a little complicated. I've played with it, but there's so many settings and everything in it. It's kind of tricky.
Yeah, that's right. It is. And even StreamYard, I've got my other YouTube channel as well, see, and I can't log into StreamYard without my Scalemodeling setup coming up. So when I want to stream on my Discovering Thailand channel, I have to do it live straight through YouTube without any software.
Okay.
Because every time I log out of this and try to log into my other account, it won't. It keeps coming back to this one. So anyway, it's just these things.
Technology, huh?
I know we've got 12 on now.
A couple of videos in OBS before the laptop crashed. Further along from my channel.
I'm having a hard time hearing Gary.
Yeah, it's your audio's cutting in and out a bit. It might be struggling. Yeah. I think you might have lost audio then. Anyway, yeah. So
Let me
11 watching.
Let me just mute YouTube. Hang on.
Okay. Yeah. Don't let the delay distract you. Just listen to your audio through StreamYard is the best way.
Right.
Turn down if you're watching it on your normal YouTube view. I expect numbers to be down a little bit now because everybody's in there watching Ice Queen and Paul and them and Richie. They're on at the same time.
Oh, are they? Okay.
They started at 3 o'clock this morning, an hour earlier than me, but we might get a few come in when they end a little later on. But that's fine. It's always at the end of the month, although it's the beginning of the month now, but there's one week in the month that we do clash on the same time. But that's fine. That's all good. Oh, you've lost him, so hopefully he'll come back.
Right, Gary. Maybe
not a problem. But nothing worse than having to reinstall your Windows or whatever on your laptop. And even doing updates I dread, especially Microsoft. In fact, I've actually turned off Microsoft updates on my computer now. I don't put them on because mine's running fine, and if it's not broken, don't update it.
Right. Unless you get an error message or something, just leave it alone.
For sure. In fact, I have had one update, Microsoft update, that's hasn't installed, and it's come up as an error. It won't install, and it's been like that for months, even before I moved to Thailand, and it still tries to download an update, and it doesn't work. So I just turned them off. I'm not interested in, if it's software and it's got something in it that might be advantage, then sure,
Sure. You're using Windows 10?
Yes, yeah. Not the number 11. Let's get him back. See, it's better. How are you going now? We got your
right, let's try that. Yeah. I managed to sort of, being on a tablet, I can't jump across the apps as well I could as if I was on a laptop, so that's why I probably end up dropping out. But it seems like YouTube's stopped, so hopefully now shouldn't get the feedback.
Yeah, that's right. I had trouble with my laptop. I was having all these lag issues on the live streams and all that, and then I found out I thought it was the internet and my connection, but it wasn't. It was the low power of the CPU and RAM on the laptop that was struggling with the video. As soon as I got onto this new computer, hey, I'm clear as day. Everything's perfect. So yeah, it's a bit harder streaming on a laptop or anything like that. So, we were just saying that I don't do any of the updates for Microsoft or any of that anymore because I don't want to risk, rebooting the computer and, what's gone wrong here? It's rebooting again, and this is happening, and there's a blue screen, and oh, shit.
Blue screen of death, if they say.
That's right. Yeah,
good.
I use Filmora. Are you still using that, Jeff? Filmora?
Yes, I am. I have just upgraded to the newest version on that.
Right. Yep. I have no problems with that at all. I've been looking into some of the AI features of it as well. Interesting.
I've played with them just a little bit.
Yeah. It depends on what your subject is. Like for us, it's probably not as useful, but I want me sitting here, not some AI character.
Right. In a computer voice.
Yeah, that's right.
Generated voice.
Doing the thing. So yeah. But they do have some good stuff. I mean, there's a feature there that actually runs through your whole video and sets all the colors and make sure everything's even through the video without you having to do it individual through each section as you've cut your way through, So it's all good, We're all about making things streamlined and efficient, running things, doing things, whether it's building a model or going through the trauma and dramas of videoing and editing it on top of it, That's a whole nother hobby, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
There's Johan in there. Hello, mate. Welcome. We've got about 12 watching there. That's good. Yeah. So, so Thailand at the moment is quite nice at the moment. The temperatures are down to the mid 30s, even the high 20s at this time of the morning, which is comfortable. But humidity is really up there. When that sun gets through the clouds, you start sweating like Niagara Falls. It's just amazing. But it's also the rainy season we're coming into, so it's not as much sun and it's a little bit more cloudy during the day, so it's making it hard for me to work on the tan. But I'm still getting down to the pool every day. And not only that, but I'm actually starting to take up swimming. So for the first time in my life the other day, I did 4 laps. It's more than I've ever swum in my life. I know that sounds strange for an Aussie that likes the beach.
What do you class a lap as, Pete?
One
What do you class a lap as, Pete?
Yeah, doing one length and then coming back is 2 laps. That's right, isn't it?
And how long's the pool?
Oh, I don't know. It's not an Olympic swimming pool, but so I don't know. I'll have to measure it somehow. But over the last 4 days. Now, yesterday I did 8 laps, so I'm
That's
building
good.
it up. Yeah,
Oh,
I went
you're-
out and
you're
bought
doing
myself
more.
some swimming goggles as well. I bought some of them so I can actually keep my eyes open. That makes it a little bit easier. And just building up that strength because, you know, you start to stiffen up when you're sitting here at the computer or at the model table and your shoulder and that. So the options are start swimming and getting fitter, and then maybe go downstairs to the girls for the old shoulder massage. That might help as well. I don't know what you're laughing at there. What's funny?
As a saying, Pete. As a saying, Pete, a couple of years ago, for charity, I swum in a pool, the equivalent of swimming the English Channel to France and back. So it's 44 miles over 3 months.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. See,
Long
I've
way.
seen people that just swim laps of the pool and they just keep going. They swim like they're walking. And that's what I'd love to be able to do is just get that lung capacity and do that. I used to do back in, well, not my younger days, but 20 years ago, I used to do a lot of scuba diving, and I had pretty good lung capacity for that, and I enjoyed that. In fact, I did have to swim quite a bit during the testing for all that because I got quite high up in the certification in that. But then again, it's you've got a vest and everything to help you float if you have to swim with scuba gear on and stuff, and you're wearing fins. I don't cheat and wear fins in the pool. So yeah, it's all about the just keeping that momentum going, and you'll be right. Anyway, GB Models is there. Hello.
As I say,
Melbourne.
you'll get the lung capacity back over time.
Yeah, well, that's right. Well, I quit smoking quite many years ago, so that helped. When I was diving, I was still smoking, so that probably wasn't helping. No, probably not. But I'm only a thin person, so I don't need to my body doesn't take up too much energy when I'm doing activities. So, it all works. And I've also fixed my diet here too. I know we're not talking models, but my diet increased a lot as well. So, and improved. I got a stack of bananas over here. I'm eating every day, 4 or 5 bananas every day. I bought some eggs, and I've bought an egg cooker. So now I've got this thing that actually cooks the eggs for me. How's that?
Pretty fancy.
One of my mates says, seriously, you just put them in boiling water and cook them. And I thought, I can't do that. So I bought an egg cooker. It steams them for me. So
steams them.
And I just have eggs now.
Better than frying.
Yeah, you can do that. I put them in the pan as well and have scrambled eggs. I've tried that once, and poached eggs. So, and also yogurt too. I've been eating yogurts. I buy just plain Greek yogurt, and then I go out and I slice up my banana and put that in there. And then I've got this honey. I can get this fresh honey here, put that over the top, and I eat that as well. I mean, I'm going to die if I keep eating like this. Seriously, like I've never eaten like this before in my life. Back home it was just microwave meals.
It's like Ron's there. Hey, Ron.
There's Ron. There you go. Look,
try adding some. Hi, Ron.
Ron, you got to tell me, what'd you pay for the bananas? Because I'm going to give you
as a saying, Pete.
Price. You're cutting out still, Gary. I'm trying to catch what you said. Say it again.
As I said, Pete, what you want to try and add is some like grains and nuts into your yogurt.
Oh yes, that's true. Yeah, I should. The problem is I've got bad teeth, really bad teeth, and I can't risk chewing anything too hard, and nuts and things like that are not a good thing for me. one of my ambitions over here will be to get the whole dental thing done in a few years' time and sort all that out, because I really need to. But in the moment, it's soft foods only for me. Ron, 77 cents a pound. Well, that confuses me. We've got to convert Canadian cents into kilos. How do we do that? A pound is about half a kilo. 77 cents is probably close to the Australian dollar. So we're looking at about, let's say, $1.10 a kilo. All right. Okay. Here they don't go by weight. Here they go by number, I guess, because she didn't weigh it. It was just a bunch. So I had this bunch of bananas. They're all green. Now they're all yellow. They're all good. But there was probably about 20 bananas. There's 20 on that bunch. That cost me, let's see, 60. So 20, 40, 60, $2, $3 Australian, about $2.20 US for 20 bananas, big bananas too.
Pretty good.
So in fact, I'll show you. So yeah, so there's the size of the banana. It's all ready to go now. So yeah, 20 of those for about $3 Australian or $2.20 US. So yeah, very cheap. That's down in the local market. And trust me, these things were probably growing on a tree a couple of days ago. I'm pretty certain.
You're getting them local.
Ron's bananas, they were probably frozen for about 6 to 12 months before they got onto the supermarket shelves.
It's real interesting how they actually do bananas. They pick them real early, pick them green, and then they have a way. They put them in a room with a certain type of gas, and they can ripen them when they want them, and then ship them out.
Yeah,
it's a real science to it, of getting the bananas to the store at the exact right time that they're just ripe enough to sell.
That's right. Or in our case here, because I worked in driving a truck for a big grocery supermarket place in Australia. In Australia, I'm talking about now. The bananas there went to cold storage. They had these massive warehouse rooms, and just for the bananas, they'd bring them in forklifts and crates.
Right.
They'd be straight green ones, and then they'd freeze them, frozen. Yep, and they could sit there for up to 12 months, and then they'd have ripening rooms, which are what you're talking about.
Yeah,
where they'd put them in there, put the gas in, and then straight on the truck and out to the store, and you think you're getting a fresh banana.
Right.
But I'm telling you, man, these are so soft, and they don't taste like bananas back in Australia. These taste much, much better.
I'm sure. Yeah. My dad used to work for a big warehouse like that, and I can remember they had the banana room.
Yeah.
Where they put the bananas in there to ripen them.
Yeah, I think it was only bananas too. They didn't do it for apples or anything else because it's just the bananas. Yeah. Bananas, depending on how you pronounce it.
Right.
There we go. We got Jim from Chicago just come in, and if he wants to join us, he can. Jim, if you want to, I can drop it into chat, the link, and let you know. Oh, look, Crazy Loco, he's done it again.
Did it again, didn't he?
Look at this. Mate, you got no idea how much I appreciate you doing that. And to all the lucky people who just got free memberships, congratulations to you all. Really, I'm speechless. Ripening the crowd, he says. Good on you, mate. Yes. You certainly are. I want to eat this banana now.
Go for it.
I will. Okay. What was I going to say? Yeah, I want to say thanks to Crazy and all the members on the channel. I don't know if you remember, last week I was mentioning one of my lights here. I broke one of my lights over my bench. Well, I went out and bought another one. I can't really turn the camera around and show you because I got my piano's in the way.
Hard to move that piano.
It is. But I did take a photo before I came on live, and we can have a quick look if that works. See, there's my new lamp. So it's
make yourself full screen.
Yeah. Oh, that's an idea. I can do that. All right. I mean, I just got to hold my breath. Here we go. All
There
right.
you go.
There we go. Let me
Yeah.
get that to show up. There we go. So it's all metal. There's no plastic on any of that, so it's not going to break. Plus, I got a extra bright daylight globe stuck in it, and it just lights up the bench like daylight.
Good.
So
That's good.
it's going to be here. We coming back. There we go. Boom. So yeah, thank you everybody. That cost about 700 Thai baht, which is not a cheap lamp, but I know it's going to last with an extra bulb as well. So yeah, excellent. Back into modeling. So can't do it in the dark, can we?
No.
We need good light. We need good light. Yeah, thank you, Crazy. Yes. Getting illuminated this stage of your life. I try to be a positive like that. That's great. And crafting with Judy's there. Hello, welcome. I'm going to try and randomly put these chats on. I'm sorry if I missed anyone. I will catch up if I've jumped ahead. A little bit difficult without my moderator's here live. There he is. So. Like I said, I can drop that in chat if Jim, I don't know if he answered that or not. If he wants to jump on, he may. Let me grab that link again and post it in there. Control paste. There it is. There it is. And Dominic's just popped in too. How are you? I got to bite my banana. There we go. Bit of banana. All right. These have been ripe for a few days now. I'm going to have to hurry up and eat them. I've got about 6 to go. I'll polish them off today.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you slow them, the ripening process? Like I heard you can put them in the fridge, but they go black, but they're still okay. Is that right?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe for a little bit.
But, that's okay.
Keep it on with other fruits because it's the gases from other fruits make them ripe quicker as well.
Right. When I was a kid, if we ever had bananas that were starting to get a little black, my mom would always make banana bread.
Oh, so banana bread.
We didn't have any black bananas around because she'd always use them up.
Right. Well, I'm going to bring in Jim because we got Jim sitting there in the green room. He's just finishing up getting his makeup done, and getting his hair styled a bit, and we'll bring him in. Here he comes. Here we go. There he is. Look at that. Look at that handsome man.
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Gary.
How you doing?
Good to be here. So y'all.
Good, mate. Very good.
Well, thanks for having me. A pleasure to join. Wow, what a nice spread you got there, Oz. Can I rent that place for like a fortnight?
I don't know if you could afford it, mate.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, especially the grand piano.
Yeah, I bet you didn't know I played piano.
No, but I'm learning. No. Yeah.
Neither did I.
Like my uncle used to tell me at the bar, he'd say, "Hey son, go over there and play K9 for my dog, will you?"
There you go. Well, I've always been good on the keyboard. What's the difference? They just look a bit,
I see Paul is already shooting me a wisecrack. The makeup didn't work, Jim. Yeah, I know. There isn't enough. Make me funny. Anyway, Jeff, I love the half track. You're giving me confidence to break out my Dragon track and work on it because if I remember, you said that was a Dragon Reeboks.
Yeah, I worked on the tracks today.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been keeping up.
I got a real short little video coming out today. I spent a lot of time playing with those tracks and didn't record too much of it.
Yeah, they look like they're pretty fiddly, but you look like you got them down right. I mean, it seems like the toughest thing is getting the little pads that go into the right hole so they sit in it properly.
Yeah, they only fit one way.
Right.
You put them in backwards and they don't fit.
Right. Very good. Very good. Yeah. Looking for what are you going to paint it up as? You going to put that with the rest of the stuff in there, the telemeter and the truck?
That's kind of the general idea. Yeah.
So you're going to make it gray like the others are?
What's that?
Are you going to paint it dark gray like the others?
Yeah. That's what I'm intending on doing.
All right. Okay.
Make it all kind of the same. Make some sort of a diorama. I'm still kind of planning, but
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I get it. Well, you're moving along great on that half track. That's some fantastic progress. I like the way you work. Everything's well organized, laid out. You got some great tools too. I like that. Every time I see your video, it keeps reminding me. Forget buying models, inventory, and list what I need for tools, and spend my money there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I spend a lot more on tools and paint than I do on models these days.
That's a wise purchase. That's good investment. That's a much better use of money. That's for sure.
And plus, you converted half your house into a modeling room now.
well, I'm moving this room to the basement.
Right, I remember you saying that you're gonna go downstairs.
I've got
you live on a main street, or it sounds like you got some pretty regular traffic flow outside.
Yeah, it's about 2 blocks from like a 4-lane highway, and we get some traffic up and down the street here, but the basement's a lot cooler and it's a lot quieter.
Okay,
I've got 2 bedrooms down there that we're not really doing anything with, so.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Converting them to model space.
Your dog Jordan would probably like it too. I know my dog likes coming down here where I'm at. I rent the basement apartment on my best friend's home, and it's much cooler down here in the summertime.
Oh yeah,
I've scratching on the door to be let in during the afternoons. So yeah,
much more comfortable down there in the summertime.
And Gary, first time meeting you, sir. Nice to meet you. And have we been on some live chats together? And I haven't made a connection yet.
We've chatted on Peter's by type, but never first time on cam together.
Right, first time on camera. Okay. And where are you, sir?
London, England.
Oh, okay. So it's getting late, and it's 10:30 for you there. Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah. And Oz, how's your week going? You chipping away at that Lee, or are you still spending time discovering Thailand?
In 1 week, all I've done is painted these 2 little panels.
All right, that's okay.
It.
That's how it goes. Things happen. I mean, I've got modeling projects left and right, but I find especially in the summertime, I find myself getting out doing things, and then comes the end of the day, I'm pretty tired. I don't know if I really feel like sitting at the bench. So I understand.
That's right. It's like there's a lot of distractions, which are good distractions, and the weather's better here, so I'm getting out on the motorbike now and looking around.
How do you like your motorbike? Your new wheels.
Right. It's great. It's just opened up such a bigger area to explore now, and there's some amazing places. I just got to slow down, and sometimes like I'll just head in a direction with no plan. Like I'll just go and have a look at this lake and go down there, but it takes me hours to get there because there's just so many things to see on the way.
Sure.
Markets going on and little local villages you go through, and 7-Elevens to stop at and get another cold coffee, and it's amazing.
That's a nice thought. I could go for a nice coffee right now. I haven't had one in a long time.
So it's good. We've got James there from Boldly Goes. Hey, let me know, is Sue still streaming? Are they still live?
Last time I left her was not too long before I realized. Well, actually, it was about 3:45 my time. Would be 3:45 your time too, Peter. But just 12 hours later, she was still going. Now I think they normally shut down like around 10 o'clock or a little after. I don't know. I don't know if she's going now.
Yeah, we might get a few come in.
And then I woke up at. I took a quick nap, and then I realized it's after 4, and Oz is on. So then I flipped the TV back on and over to you, and well, here I am. So.
Yeah. No, there's one stream a month where we clash on the times. They started an hour earlier, but that's fine. That's all good, and we don't mind. I always give them a shout out, and likewise. So might get a few drop in on the way over here.
I've already seen about 4 or 5 people that were. Paul was over there. So was Hobby Time, Boldly Go, Stephen Haynes, Charlemagne.
Yeah.
I mean, we got all our usual suspects here. You know, I'm starting to recognize all the I'm hanging around with you guys so much. So
yeah, I see Captain's just come in there, and Paul Price is there. There he is.
Yep.
Good morning to him.
Well, how many miles?
Pretty cold in Sydney at the moment. It's only 16 degrees, about the same as what it is in Chicago.
Yeah, we got a cool day here today. Let me double check that temperature because you know,
London's at 22, so
yeah,
you're a bit warmer.
Yesterday was like about 80, and then it didn't even make 70, and it's been raining pretty much steadily since 9 a.m. my time. Let's see what the Celsius is on that.
So these are top temperatures for the day, so it may not be what it is right now, but
well, it's saying right now it's 20 Celsius. It's my area, so that's close enough. You know, a few degrees here, there, whatever. You know, but it says it's still supposed to keep raining through 9 o'clock. Really? Wow. Okay, that's about 12 hours of precipitation. So. Okay, well, you know, it's going to be like that. I guess tomorrow's supposed to be a nicer day, but it's this odd one. I mean, the rest of the week's supposed to be more seasonal, and then today it's not even 70 degrees. So whatever, you know, that's how it goes. But anyway, it's just been it's been rain all day. I was gonna go out and do a couple of things today, and then the weather is just stayed the same. Can't even walk the dog. He doesn't want to go out in weather like this.
Yeah. Scott Models in Tasmania. How are you, buddy? He's there must be an hour difference to Sydney time. Sydney's 3 hours ahead of here, so that would make it 4:30, 7:30 in the morning. So it's 6:30 in the morning over in Tasmania. So it's a really pain in the butt, all these time changes around the world.
Yeah, well, I'm starting to figure it out. What makes it easy for me is, as far as you and I go, Oz, it's simply 12 hours. You're 12 hours ahead of me.
Yeah.
So it's 4:35 Sunday morning there, and it's 4:35 Saturday afternoon here.
Yeah, Captain there saying it's 5:35 in Florida, so there's an hour difference between you and there.
Yeah, exactly. And then Jeff,
3:35 here.
And
you're
2:35 p.m. Is it 2:35, Jeff? There.
It's 3:35.
Oh, 3:30. You're an hour the other way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. You got East. You got Eastern time zone, Central time zone, Mountain, and Pacific.
Well, there you go. I got America covered then. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're on in prime time across the states.
I am too.
This is like UC and
wake up, America! Everybody, come on in.
Right. Well, it's Gary in London. You're 10:30. Is it across the channel over in France? They're an hour ahead of you, so it's 11:30 there.
France is an hour ahead. Portugal is the same time as us, yet it's next door to Spain, which is an hour ahead of it. Like France, Germany. When you go up to Poland, you're into 2 hours ahead.
Okay. I see. Yeah. All right. So
Poland's in Sunday now.
Yeah, they're getting late. Yeah, it's going on midnight or past midnight, I should say, in places like Eastern Europe. But yeah, I mean, you know, I'm telling you, Oz, I give you all the credit in the world. You're getting up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's early Sunday morning.
So you know that's.
I know the things we got to do.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Well, I got up Thursday morning. I got up at 4 a.m. and I was on with Bearded Veteran, and he does a live group build with John Marley and Gary Morris of Models for Heroes, Gary, and they're doing a group build on the Whippet, World War I Whippet, and so John is in Hawaii and Gary is somewhere on vacation, and Mikey said, if you want to come on with me. And so he sent the link, and there I was, 4 a.m. I'm, still rubbing the sleep out of my eyes, but I was on in the UK. I was on the telly. So it's 10 a.m. there, and yeah, I mean, I like I've said before, I'm becoming a live chat junkie. It's just so much fun because you can talk shop, you can see people's work, you can find out how things are going, you can share techniques and get ideas, and it's a real blast. It's really invigorated my love for the hobby.
Yeah, it is good, but then again, it pulls you away from the model.
Well,
building,
it depends on how
doesn't it?
much time you're going to dedicate to it. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
for instance, the chat I was on Thursday, he's got his 2 hours and then he's off. You know, it's because he's got an allotted amount of time. I'm learning a little bit here and there how YouTube works when you have a channel. I don't know anything about it. But apparently he's got a certain amount of time per month he has, and so he breaks it up in 2 hour blocks. And, you know, come 2 hours time, that's about time he starts thinking about signing off. So
Yeah.
time for doing other things too. Besides that, I think where Mikey lives in Wales, I said, so what are you going to do? He says, I'll just build a model the rest of the day. It rains here most of the time. So it's not like you can, I guess there's not a whole lot of summer there in certain parts of the UK.
Yeah. It's pretty.
You can say that, Jim. You can say that.
Yeah, I think it depends on where you're at, right, Gary? I mean, in London, I guess maybe you guys get more of a summer, or at least more summer-like conditions than, say, around Scotland or the Northwest.
Yeah.
I used to live in the northwest of England, but as you say about Scotland, Scotland's actually been warmer this week than it has been in London. And Scotland's been a hell of a lot drier as well. We've had a very wet week. But on the flip side, the week coming, we're getting a dry week. They're getting a wet week.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. The reason I ask is because I watch a lot of golf, and there's always, well, it's called the Open Championship now, but it was always the British Open to me. And it was always at places like St. Andrews or some other place up there in Scotland. And you'd see what they call summer up there. And it was like, wow, that's really rough weather for July. You know, certainly not anything I'm used to here in the central United States. Or you know, Jeff can corroborate that, because in Colorado, you know, people think it's the Mile High State. Well, they still get up in the 90s, and you know, they get some pretty hot weather coming up from the Gulf.
I've seen 110 degrees or 112 degrees here.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. I mean, I remember seeing football games. I remember seeing football games in places like Denver and Kansas City where in January it's 45 degrees, and then the next day an Alberta Clipper or something like that comes down to Rockies the other way, and it's 0.
Yeah, I've also seen it snow on the 4th of July. So
yeah,
I get a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that I believe. Yeah. Where you're at, you can get those crazy weather patterns coming up from the Gulf or from Canada. We get them sometimes, but not very often. I haven't had snow in July, not yet. But the way the weather patterns are nowadays, who can tell? So anyway, yeah. So what's everybody working on? Oz, you still on the lead, right? Jeff, you're on.
And I'm looking at my new ship up there that I'm going to build.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to making a start on, but that'll be a way off.
Right, I can quickly show you, Jim and Jeff. Hang on, let's see if I can get it into camera.
Okay.
Oops. Hang on. Hang on. Let me put the light on above it. That might be a bit easier. Hang on.
I love your display cabinets. You got
I'm working on that B17.
There it is. Nice. Yeah. Look at that yellow tail.
Yeah. Is that the airfit skid?
Yeah, as I say, I mean, yeah. As I say, I work in a corner of a one bedroom lounge. Well, lounge of a one-bedroom flat. So I'm in a little, I reckon about 66 square behind me.
Wow. Okay, it looks great.
Nice. So I need somewhere to put all my stuff up in the cabinets and things like that.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting you say that. That's exactly what I'm running into now is space for finished models. I'm starting to think about the ones that I have done that really don't do a whole lot for me visually anymore. There's a privately run aviation museum not too far from here, about 20 miles, And I visited there last September, and the gentleman who runs it said, we'll take anything you got if you want. I mean, you've got finished models, we'll take them. You've got unbuilt models you want to contribute, we'll take them. We'll take books, whatever you want. So I might just take some of them out there, donate some of my finished kits there. I really don't know what I'm going to do with them. I mean, none of my friends want them. I ask people all the time, and they're like, well, no, I really don't have any room for it. I might knock it down or break it or something. I'm like, okay, well, just let me know if you want one. But it never comes to that.
Right.
So for me, space is becoming a premium. And, just it's getting to that point where I'm going to either have to create more room, buy another IKEA set and build a shelf, or because I want to have them enclosed. I don't want to have them just laying out on. I've got plenty of open area, but I don't want the
Yeah.
to get
I was going to say the ceiling behind you's got plenty of space you can hang stuff from. You can hang all your planes on the roof.
I did that when I was a kid, but they build up a lot of dust up down here, especially.
Sure.
You'd be surprised how much dust builds up down here. It's incredible.
Oh, I get dust here too. Yeah.
We got forced air. It's not steam heat. It's forced air. So especially in the wintertime, with the drier temperatures, with the drier air, it tends to be pretty dusty down here.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Paul. Oh yeah, that's right. Paul has that 16th scale Petty Charger. That's an incredible kit, Paul. If you're not going to build it, then keep it. It's a real treasure. That's a great model. I had an original copy of that, and I gave it to my brother because I knew he would build it someday. He passed away, and I wound up giving all his models, including that one, to his best friend, who is still with us. But I said, if Steve would want anyone to have this kit, it would be you. So he's got it right now. But yeah, that 1/16 scale, Richard, you know the one I'm talking about, right, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah. The NPC made a big line of those 1/16 scale race cars, both dragsters and NASCAR. And if you can find one now, an original mint edition, it's probably worth something. I'm not sure what
it is.
Oh, it's already started. Okay, well, knowing you, Paul, you'll probably have it done in a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man builds at an incredible rate. I greatly respect his. He builds at an industrious level.
Yeah, he'd be run out of space as well.
Oh my God! I mean, and the variety of subjects he has is incredible. He's got your old cruiser, the Cornwall.
Yeah.
And he's got the Star Trek, the original Enterprise model. He's got all kinds of neat stuff. I really like his collection. I mean, he's got just about some of everything.
Yeah, definitely. What's the Napoleon 150? What's that? It's a fish, isn't it? Napoleon fish.
I think that's the little corporal himself. 1/150th.
The strange scale.
No, 1/150th. That'd be pretty small for a figure. It's got to be a
ship.
A ship, right?
Yeah, probably a tall ship of some sort. Yeah, Napoleon.
Okay. From IMAI, also starting a 1959 700 trumpeter Bell. Oh, the cruiser. Okay, the Belfast. Right. Of course, the Belfast. Yes. Very famous ship.
Yeah, it's a sailing warship.
Oh, okay. All right. The Napoleon's a sailing warship with steam engine. Okay. All right. Okay. Now I get it. I thought it was a figure. I was like, what? And then I looked at the scale. I was like, 1/150th. Holy cow! What are you going to do?
Tiny.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's for sure. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's great. Yeah.
So how's your week been, Oz? You've been out and about on your motorbike, and one thing I want to ask you: when you moved to Thailand, had you been there for periods of time before to reconnoiter the country to kind of get an idea whether you want to really live there or not? I mean, how much did you know about Thailand before you settled down there?
Yeah, I've been here for dozens of times.
Okay.
Over the last 15 years. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, if I wanted to say I wanted to come and visit, just see the country, is it would I have to prearrange like a visa or some kind of papers?
Funny you should mention that, because just on Friday, just gone, they Immigration and the Foreign Ministry just announced that when you come into a country, being American, Canadian, Australian, whatever, you get what they call a visa exemption. So you don't have to apply for a visa. You just fly into the airport and they give you 30 days stamp.
Okay.
Right? So you got 30 days in the country. Well, as of yesterday, it was announced that that is going to increase to 60 days.
For one stamp. So it doubles.
So your time in the country without needing to get a visa beforehand or anything is now 60 days.
Okay.
Which is a huge thing. It's great. But the problem was that when people came into the country yesterday, they were still getting 30-day stamps on their passport. So there's been a communication problem somewhere, and that's the main theme of my live stream I'll be doing later today. Is to talk to people and get the latest update information on that, because there's also things affecting people on the retirement visa that I am. There's people, they brought in new rules for people on what they call digital nomad visas and working visas and a whole raft of things. But yeah, there's a lot of confusion because, you know, a lot gets lost in translation. And, so you just come over and you can just you get stamped. You got up to 60 days you can stay here, and it costs you nothing for the visa.
Well, that's good. That would help. That would help someone like me. I mean, I don't know if I have enough to afford staying there for 60 days.
Well, that's the other thing too. Yeah,
nice to know
a 60-day visa is not going to go to help the average tourist, because the average tourist is not going to get that much time off work to be able to have a holiday, let alone be able to afford to.
Right.
And but it is a good thing if you're a backpacker and you want to stay longer.
True.
Or you're doing what I was doing, which is applying for a retirement visa, which is a process that takes time. And for that reason, I had to apply for a tourist visa before I left, which was valid 60 days. And then I could extend that. Well, now tourist visas you won't need to apply for and pay for anymore, because you'll get 60 when you arrive. And that can be extended for an extra 30 days.
Okay.
So for that, but it's not a real thing for tourists, really. You know, nobody goes on a holiday for 2 months very often, do they?
Not too often, but it's nice to know that if you're going to stay for an extended period of time, that's been kind of taken care of for you, and it gives you more money to spend in the country, which I'm sure the Thai government would greatly appreciate.
And a lot of people also like to, you know, maybe they could make Thailand their base of their holiday, and then they can whip over to Cambodia or Laos or down to Malaysia and come back, you know.
Well, that's a question that leads me to another one, which is, okay, so I'm in Thailand, I'm visiting, and I feel like going to Cambodia or maybe even traveling over to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Can I enter? Is it easy to enter and leave Thailand as a vacationer like myself?
Yeah, it's not a problem at all. It's easy. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And then depend on what the other countries would require of me to come into the. I mean, like if I want to go to Cambodia or Vietnam, would I need something to satisfy their particular requirements?
I think they're pretty easy too. It all depends on your own nationality and what the agreements they have with your country. But
I see.
In most cases, places like Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, it's a similar thing to Thailand. You'll get a month anyway visa on arrival. I don't think. Yeah, you don't have to apply. I mean, it was last year, I think. God, the time goes quick. The year before last, I went from Thailand to Cambodia. And all I did was I just left Thailand, landed in the airport in Phnom Penh in Cambodia, and they give you a stamp, and you're right. And then I traveled for 2 weeks in there, jumped on a plane, flew back. The thing is, when you fly back to Thailand, that restarts your visa. So you'll get a fresh visa stamp with those fresh lot of days added.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, good to know if I ever head to that part of the world.
Yeah, well, that's right. You're welcome to. No problem. It's
thank you.
And if you
I want to visit there, and I want to visit Australia.
Yeah, well, there you go. I think Thailand's probably a bit easier because it's a bit smaller. But
Well, I want to go to
Definitely.
that Artillery and Armor Museum in Queensland.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watch that channel every week, and those guys just
Yeah.
never to amaze me the work they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. It is good. Yeah, yeah, I watched that as well.
Speaking of tank museums, the UK, go to Bovington. That's that is an awesome place. I'm subscribed to that channel too, and I love. I could be around armor all day. That's me. I love talking about it. I love looking at it. I love studying it. So I could sit around and talk tanks with anyone. You know, just how it is. So yeah, definitely. I mean, also in England would be the Fleet Air Arm Museum. I think that's where is that? Yeovilton? Is that where it's located?
I don't know.
Yeah, Gary.
Yes, Jim.
Yeah, Yeovilton. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, places like England. I mean, there's centuries of history there. For a tourist like me, oh my goodness, I would just spend. Talk about extended stay if I could afford it. I'd be in the UK just visiting one place after another. It's incredible. I mean, especially with the 80th anniversary next. Coming up on Thursday. For D-Day.
Oh, D-Day, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah. Especially down there along the southwest coast. That's where, by Plymouth, I think it was, right? Was wherever the main forces assembled around there, or Portsmouth. I think that's
Portsmouth.
where it was.
Mate, you know more than I do, that's for sure. Last time I was in the UK, I wasn't even building. I never built a model in
Dorset.
my life.
Chesil Beach.
Dorset.
Gary, what'd you say?
No.
Get a little lag there.
Yeah, I think we got a little bit of a lag. And it's no big deal.
Dorset, that's where the Dorset and Wiltshire, that's where the troops sort of gathered and moved south from there.
Right.
Because Normandy's more over to the western side of England, towards Devon, Cornwall way. Sorry.
Right. It was about 100-mile trip across the channel at that point, as opposed to 20 by Calais.
Events happened from the east side around Calais to make them believe they're going to attack the shortest part of the channel, which is 20 miles. But they went across somewhere that's nearly 30.
Yeah, that was with George Patton's Phantom First Army Group and all that deception stuff that they did. Pretty creative stuff, and it worked. It worked. It held the Germans' right hand, and then they hit them with their right on the other side. So yeah, it was very. In fact, I just saw something recently about that, about how extensive some of the British efforts were at deceiving the Germans, and it wasn't just with D-Day, but it was in North Africa too. There was a gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he had worked in the theater before the war, and he was. I believe
you talk about the magician. I can't remember his name.
Yes, that's the man. Yes, I know you're talking. Yeah, and he designed something that diverted a German air raid from Alexandria or one of those North African ports, and they bombed something that was complete. They bombed empty ground. In other words, they totally duped them into thinking that they were attacking the target.
There's actually a famous.
What is it? The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't. No, I don't think I've ever heard of the title.
It's just come out. It's about Churchill and the Americans coming into the war, and it's not a comedy, but it's quite a good movie to watch. And I had no idea that it was all actual fact. It was about the submarines. The submarines were stopping all the supplies coming through to the UK, and people was not getting food and stuff, and they had to just stop the submarines, but they couldn't. The Germans had control, so what they decided to do was send in some American Marines to stop the supply chain to the submarines, and they ended up going in there and taking out a ship and other assets that were supplying the submarines to keep the submarine fleet going, which they ended up doing. They stopped, and the submarines couldn't go out, and then the merchant ships managed to get through. Yeah, it was a big turnaround for the war.
Oh yeah. What the reason the Allies managed to turn the tide is because they saved the most important thing, and that was logistics.
That's a good movie if you get a chance.
Without that, you don't have D-Day. You just don't, because you can't get the stuff across the ocean. But that's not. What was the name of the film again, Peter?
Oh gosh, I just closed the thing. Let me get it back up. Where is it? So it was called the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
I'll have to look for that.
Taking place during World War II, the British Army assigns a group of competent soldiers to carry out a mission against the Nazi forces behind enemy lines. A true story about a secret British World War II organization, the Special Operations Executive.
Right, SOE.
Founded by Winston Churchill, their irregular warfare against Germany helped to change the course of the war and gave birth to the modern black operations. I see you got Andrew on the chat. He says it's called the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It's a true story based on the beginning, just like you said, of the SOE. One thing I got to say, as far as the Germans' war of intelligence, they were a poor second to the British. The British had them figured out back in 1939. I mean, one agent after another that was landed in England was found out. Most of them wound up being double agents. Yeah, it was fascinating. A really good movie. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see.
For it. Yeah.
I see what Paul's putting in here. If you listen closely, there's a certain officer called Ian Fleming in it. Yep.
Ian Fleming. Okay.
James Bond author, and his father was, I believe, killed in the First World War. I remember reading his name in a book somewhere. Oh my gosh, it was written by a chap by the name of Martin Gilbert. It was just a book about the First World War. I think his name was Valentine, was his father's name, Valentine Fleming, or maybe that was his brother. I can't remember, but anyway, yes, his Ian Fleming's father was participated in the Great War.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, really? Christopher Lee worked with Fleming during the war. I knew that he briefly put in an appearance in the Finnish-Russian War in late 39, early 40. Christopher Lee did, and by the time he got over there, Stalin had called a peace negotiations with the Finns, and there was nothing for him to do but go home. But he was part of a contingent of British that were going to fight the Russians on the side of the Finns. Yeah,
hello there, trip on two wheels, saying,
"Oh yeah,
love what you've done with the condo."
Yeah,
it's amazing what a bit of paint and drop the old piano can do.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you transform that place in no time, Peter.
Yeah, plenty of room for models now. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Really? Christopher Lee's war record is still classified?
Wow.
Did he work for intelligence? That's interesting. Huh. Okay.
Wasn't Julia Childs involved in like British intelligence or something like that too? The cook?
Good question. Yeah, the French chef. Yes, I remember.
Yeah.
My mom used to watch.
Maybe it was French underground or something. I remember hearing something about that.
Probably so. I mean, it was. If they lived in the western part of France, then they had an opportunity to be. I don't know. I mean, you're probably right, though, Jeff. I can't say for sure about any of that because I don't do a whole lot of research on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Paul's saying that Christopher Lee's record is classified because he did work in intelligence. All right, okay, I get it. All right, well then there you go.
Trip on two wheels. Yes, she was involved with MI5. Yeah.
Oh, MI5. Okay. Okay.
Right.
Wow. All right. Okay. That's MI5. Was that guerrilla warfare or resistance? Like aiding resistance groups in foreign countries? MI5?
Not really sure.
Yeah, because you always hear MI6, and that's
Yeah,
military.
MI6.
Everything's MI6, MI6. You know.
Interesting history.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's here we are 80 years from the end of the war, and or almost 80 years from the end of the war, and history still revealing itself about things that really happened, and a lot of stuff we read as kids of men of our age group, when we were boys in the 60s and 70s, a lot of that stuff has been, changed. Not so much it was false. It was just that it was taken from a certain source. And now more of these original sources of information are being revealed through government documents and files being opened up. And then there was the period of glasnost in the former Soviet Union, which is now closed to that kind of stuff. But for a while there, you were getting access to even more difficult things, which was the documents about the Red Army and about what went on as far as their participation in the war.
And nothing's changed. It still goes on, eh? You still don't know what the truth is anymore.
Right. Well, that's true. Yeah. But I mean, with Russia in the last 10 years of Putin slowly been closing the door again to all of that. And now with what's going on in Ukraine, he's slammed the door. I mean, I know some people, I don't know them. I know of watching them on their YouTube channels, like Mark Felton, for instance. He mentioned that it's not as easy to get over there to get information anymore.
Oh, well, interesting stuff.
Yeah. We've somehow drifted down the from modeling to talking about the military intelligence and the war effort. So well, what Andrew's saying here. Anyone that visits Carnes anytime, go to the Aussie Army Museum. Give me a call and I'll show you around. Yeah, he lives 5 minutes from there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they look like a great bunch of guys. So Putin he didn't want to happen. Yeah, maybe so. Yeah. Well, I can tell you what's going on in Ukraine. In some ways, is parallels what happened between the Soviets and the Finns in 1939. They're you got this big country with a shitload of supplies and logistics, and they can't seem to crack the nut. They're still at it. Here it is going on year 2+ now that this whole mess has been going on. What's amazing is that model companies like ICM are still cranking out models under that kind of environment.
Oh, yeah.
Circumstances. That's incredible. Did you guys happen to watch that interview that was conducted with I think Alex Mann did it, and also the guy Brandon Lowe is his name, Squadron Mail Order man. He also conducted they're working 27 turning out models there. No wonder they turn out so many kits in a month and a year. 24/7.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, okay. So Gary is Gremlins Modeling Mayhem. Okay.
Right.
All right. Now I know who you are, Gary. Right. You're right. We have come across each other on the chat line many times. You're right. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Sorry you're having difficulties, but hope you can come back and join us.
That's true there too. Yeah, Mini Art.
Well, I know Mini Art is in Poland. Did ICM move there too? I didn't know that. Okay.
I don't think so. I think just Mini Art.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good move on Mini Art's part. That way they can guarantee production without it being interrupted by because it's not only hitting the building, but the Russians are aiming their stuff at power stations and infrastructure.
Right. Yeah.
It's not just that too. It's the transport and freight. How do you export your product?
Exactly. Right. Your insurance is probably is skyrocketing.
They may be in a safe location and not part of the conflict, but they've still got to get their products out, and that's the problem, know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, hey, can you guys give me a minute? I'm going to step away. How much longer are you going to be on, Oz?
Oh, for hours, mate. Hours.
He's
Well-
retired. He doesn't have anything to do.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah,
Except sleep.
and playing piano. But give me a moment. I'm going to step away, but I'll be back soon. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. No
All right,
problem.
all right. Okay, great.
I'll pop you down. Yeah, I'll pop him down into there and we'll bring him back in. So,
See how that goes.
mate, what have you been up to? Like, to be honest with you, I haven't been able to watch your videos. I haven't been
No.
watching many people's videos at all because just,
Busy.
don't have the time. And, I'm
I
not
know.
even, if I was building my model, then I could have you in the background and watch,
Yeah.
like I was. But,
I know your other channel's taking a lot of your time.
that too. Yeah, that's growing as well. So,
That's good.
but this is always going to be priority for sure. I hope so. Anyway, the other one takes more work because I got to go
Sure it
out and
does.
do stuff,
I'm
and
sure it does.
so
Yeah. There's a lot of people that I just haven't been able to keep up with because of all the,
yeah,
so many channels out there and still trying to make a video almost every day.
yeah.
It's not easy to find the time.
That's right. And then there's more people going on YouTube and creating channels, and
Yeah.
or people that you go, God, who's this person? They got 100,000 subscribers. Why haven't I seen that channel before?
Mhm.
It's like we're only seeing a small fraction of what's really out there.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to be able to see more European modelers out there that
Hmm.
maybe we could translate in subtitles or something. But
Sure.
there was a few Japanese channels I used to watch that were really good. So
I watch a few where I'm assuming they're in Japan. They don't speak. All you see is their hands. And then they play music.
yeah.
I think they're. Oh, there's the FedEx guy pulled up out front, and Jordan's about to have a fit.
Okay.
Hey guys, I'm back. Hey, Jeff, I was just hearing you and Jordan.
Hey,
Can
we're getting a delivery. Jordan's
Okay. Okay.
Another model's just arrived.
Yeah.
Jordan's taking over the show.
He's walking away now. Jordan will settle down.
Jeff, sometime you can post some photos of Jordan. I'd love to see the little guy.
I've done a couple of them, but I'll do some more.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. 'Cause I always hear his claws clicking down below, and you always say, "There's Jordan."
Yep, he goes running by.
Yeah, that's right. The little patter of little feet.
Yeah. Does he come in when you start recording? Is that it? Does he know when you're going live?
Not really. I'm just kind of in the path between where my wife usually is and where the doggy door is.
Oh,
so he goes outside, and he comes in, and right away he runs back to where she's at.
Okay.
I try and stop him and sometimes pick him up, but he's a little camera shy.
Yeah. Some dogs are like that. I understand. Yeah, a friend of mine's dog is like that. You try and get a still photo of him, and he's like moving all over the place, like he's in witness protection program or something.
Talking about dogs, that's real sad news. What happened with Nigel's?
Oh, boy! I'll tell you.
That was coming.
I have been there before, and I'm sure everyone has, or most people have. And my heart goes out to Nigel. You can prepare yourself, and it's coming. But when it happened, I was shedding tears when he was talking about it when he dropped that quick minute and a half.
Yeah, I seen that video come on, and I go, "Whoa, okay, it's happened."
It
was all expected, but yeah. Oh well.
Yeah.
I got some kind of technical issue going on here, Peter. My screen just went blank. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm probably going to have to log off, see if I can't figure it out.
Yeah, no worries. Do that. That's okay. We'll get you back.
We can see. I can see you, Jeff. Clear as day.
But I'm trying to look at a SteamYard here, and the screen is blank, and I'm getting a message saying input not supported.
Yeah, just do a reboot. You'll be right.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try and come back, but if I don't, you know what's going on.
That's fine. No worries.
Right.
Good.
Thanks,
Cheers,
guys.
mate.
Talk to you later.
See ya.
Okay, Peter. Well, it's just you and I. I was going to show you what I'm working on myself. I wanted to show you some of the progress on my.
Well, let's have a
this
look
is
at
my,
that. Let me get you up. There we go.
Okay, this is my Tamiya Achilles. This is the British version of the M10 tank destroyer, and it's 35th scale. And I don't know if you've built a Tamiya, a relatively newer age Tamiya armor kit, but I would highly recommend it. They are they are a lot of fun, and this thing is a pleasure to build. It really is. With you building your M3, I'm going to go buy myself the full interior kit of the Puma, the mini art model. I don't have any mini art kits in my inventory.
Okay.
So yeah, this is what I've been doing, and
Whoops, sorry. What happened then?
I'm just going to put it down right now.
There we go.
Matter of fact, let me find a better stable spot. There we go. I don't want to accidentally hit it.
Captain's asking about joining the stream. I'm just wondering if he means by the phone. Look, I'll drop the link back there in chat. All you got to do is click on it, and if it lets you, it should take you straight into where we are and turn on your camera, I guess, on a mobile phone.
Yeah.
So we'll just drop it in there again.
Yeah.
And, give it a shot. Peter there. Hello, mate. Welcome. Amigraphy. I can't pronounce that, but yes, I know that channel. He does the 1/700 scale model ships. Amazing stuff. Yeah, I love watching his channel. And someone else mentioned Plastic Alchemy.
Yeah.
That was Gary.
Alchemist. Yeah, he's a good model. Yeah,
he was a good channel as well.
You tune into Aussie Trekkie?
Yes, I do, but to be honest with you, it frustrates me watching that. I can't. Of the probably 2 years I've been watching his videos, I don't think I've ever seen him finish a build.
Well, he was on Jason's live chat a few weeks back, and he was showing some of his finished work. And and he's got some incredibly well-made models. Some
he's very
fire equipment with working. Like the sirens work. All
right, we got a few people coming in now. We're going to get Captain Charlemagne's coming in.
Okay.
Hey, hello. How are you, mate?
All right. You?
Oh, good. Your audio is good too, and your picture's fine. There you go. See? We've also got another visitor coming in too. Andrew is coming in. Hello. Welcome.
Hey.
There you are. Hey, Andrew.
There we go. We can put faces to names now, even more.
This is great. Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to Gary for his compliment on the tank. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Gary. And Scott Model says he's working on the M10. Okay, yeah, that's Scott. Is that the Tamiya M10 or is that another model maker that you've got your kit of? I'm just curious to know. I built the Academy M10, which is an older model, about 2002 I built it, which is a great kit. If you can still find it, it's a great model. It really builds well.
Yeah.
But hello to our new guys, Captain Charlemagne, Andrew. Nice to put some faces in names.
How you going, Jim? Good to see you, mate.
I'm doing great, thanks. Yeah, I think I'm becoming part Australian. I'm spending time with Jason and his guys, and I'll be on again tonight at 8 o'clock my time, which is 11 a.m. for you in Australia.
No, you haven't lost your accent yet, so don't worry about that.
But I'm I don't, and I'm not trying to pander to anyone. But when I'm with you guys, I start saying things like mate and blokes and all that. And hey, I even had some Tim Tams. So I know I'm part Australian, right? I mean, and I've done the Tim Tam slam.
You got to be Australian. They love a Tim Tam, mate.
Oh man, I'll tell you. I found some available at my local grocer because a friend of mine had ordered some via Amazon, and then all of a sudden we're searching YouTube for Tim Tams. We just put Tim Tams in the search, and there's this guy in Chicago goes to a local grocery chain that I know of. and he picks up a pack of Tim Tams. So I'm like, okay, I went over and got some myself. So they're delicious. I love them, man. It's I love that. It's the best thing I've had with coffee. Beats donuts by a mile.
That's good.
There's some Tim Tams you get in the USA that they don't even get in Australia, right?
Well, you know what? It's interesting you say that because the packaging on the ones I got here said they were made in New South Wales.
Yeah.
So now Jason is convinced that they're not the authentic thing because it says cookies on the package. But I think
it's packaged for the American market.
Yeah, exactly. There you are. Bingo. You hit it. Cookies for us is something we would have with the coffee. Biscuits.
Yeah.
For us is something like biscuits and gravy or something you would have with a meal, like a dinner, like an entree. It would be like a side. Yeah. So you would.
Yeah. We've got a lot of different words that got double meanings over here.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. So I think that's what it is because I'm sure the Canadians probably got the same thing about biscuits as opposed to cookies. You know,
all right.
We got
Jeff back in.
Hey, Jeff back. All right.
Jeff's back with the dog. We're going to bring him up.
Oh, there he is.
He is.
I had to chase him.
Yeah, look at him. He's like, you're right. He's a bit camera shy. He's looking at the camera.
It's all right.
Hey, Jordan, you're on around the world. You don't know it, but you're a star.
He's the one who was making all the noise a little bit ago.
Yeah. Well, you know, the little doggies, they let you know they're there.
Alrighty. You can get down.
Very good.
Go.
And we're going to bring Gary back.
Okay, Gary's turned. All right.
This is getting bigger than Ben-Hur.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we're getting a crowded house here. This is starting to look like the Brady Bunch.
Okay.
we just need another row of 3, and we've got 9.
I'll have to take Gary down because he's still frozen.
Okay.
Still having problems.
Captain Charlemagne, can we hear a little bit about yourself? Where are you at, and what are you working on model wise?
So I'm from Naples, Florida, born in.
Okay.
For almost 30 years. And currently just working on the Napoleon, which I had done for the community was supposed to be the 100 subscriber special. Still working on that. I probably should have been smarter when I made because I think I put for the thing for 300. I'm going to do the list herb from Heather, but at the moment if I hit 300, I'm not even close to finishing with work. All the building I've been doing has slowed down to almost a crawl.
Okay.
So you're the one with the Napoleon. I was trying to figure that out, and it's 1/150th is not a figure, so it's a ship. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you're in Florida. All right. Whereabouts in Florida?
Naples.
Oh, Naples. I'm sorry. Right, you said that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Because a friend of mine lives in Fort Myers. Is that on the same side as Fort Myers? Fort Myers is on the Gulf Coast, right? Is Naples on?
Myers is still part of Southwest Florida.
Okay. All right. Well, then I guess you, me, and Peter kind of got the same kind of weather. What's it like down in what's it like down in Australia, Andrew?
Well, it's still overcast today. We've had about 8 good days since December 13th. It's been raining every day.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. You're on the other side of the equator, so it's autumn for you. It's spring for us.
We got massively flooded out over Christmas, and half the suburb lost their houses, so it was pretty devastating for the suburb.
Wow.
So whereabouts up in Queensland are you?
I'm at Cairns, at Holloway's Beach, north of Cairns City.
You're in Cairns. Okay. Right. Yeah. Went through there on my bike. That's about it. I'm doing a big road trip.
Yeah, but, I can spit and hit the Armoured Museum from here.
Okay.
That's
nice
a
and
neat
close.
place.
There we go.
Yeah, it's quite great. You get a yearly member. I get a yearly membership. It costs because I'm on a veterans pension. I get a yearly membership for $38.
That's good.
Oh, that's a great
Yeah.
price.
Oh yeah, I'm up there all the time, eh?
I would be too.
That's
Yeah.
So if anyone needs any photos of anything particular, yeah, give us a hoy and I'll go up and get some photos for you.
Okay.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I've been to the United States Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you that if you go there, you want to give yourself at least a couple days to go through there, where you can really enjoy going through all the galleries, because they have them split up in hangars. There's 4 hangars, as they're called. And I'll tell you what blew me away the most was seeing the XB-70 Valkyrie in person.
Yeah, it's a big one, eh?
That is enormous. I mean, it makes the B-52 look like a single-engine fighter. It's
incredible, mate. Incredible.
Gary,
There he is.
hey Gary, glad you're back.
I don't
As I
remember.
say, and I've swapped over to the proper camera and on the laptop now, so hopefully no lag.
Okay, all right.
Sounds better.
Glad you're
Yeah,
back.
it's better.
I've
Remember
literally
what,
hopped from one
Gary.
side of the room to the other.
Hey, sometimes that's all the difference. You know, where I'm at, sometimes my Wi-Fi, because I got my computer hooked on Wi-Fi, it's not the greatest. So there's times when I've had to pull up stakes and go about 20 feet behind me into another room where I'm closer to the router, and then the signal is steady. That it's staying with me right now. I'm very surprised. I really am.
We got another surprise visitor about to pop in, and here
Okay.
comes Mr. Paul Price. Ready?
All right.
All right.
Model
Here we go.
builder extraordinaire.
3, 2, 1.
which one it was?
Oh,
Jim?
hang on. Bad news.
The,
Will he get
I
sick?
can only get a limit of 6.
they have
It's okay, Peter. I can drop off.
Oh,
there, and it definitely gives you the how big they can be.
I'll go ahead and go, and so Paul can come in.
okay. Sorry, but he's
Yeah,
gone.
take care,
Okay,
Jeff.
Paul's coming
Sure.
in. There we go.
Good morning.
There we go.
Morning,
Jeff
Paul.
sacrificed himself so you could
Yeah.
jump on the boat.
Fell on his sword.
Yeah.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
Not too bad, gentlemen. Hang on. I know where that echo's coming from. That's better.
Get the echo. All right.
Had YouTube on in the background.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I
I
remember.
don't know if we got a better deal with me coming on and Jeff going.
Well, he volunteered and
Captain
took off.
Charlemagne, what were you saying? I heard you, but I couldn't pick up what you were saying.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you. You were
Oh.
saying something before.
Oh, I said I don't remember which one it was, but I think it's at the Battleship Alabama. They have a hangar that on the grounds that has I forget which one it is, but it's one of the big World War II bombers.
Oh, really? Okay, because a friend of mine lives in Gulf Shoals, Alabama. He's right near where the Alabama's anchored.
But
And,
yeah,
I'll have to ask him about that. That's because there's also that massive museum down in New Orleans that used to be where they made Higgins boats.
the one that I'm actually interested in, my sister went there without telling me, is she went to the Yorktown. I've only been to the Battleship North Carolina, but she went to see the carrier Yorktown, which has a whole bunch of like the World War II aircraft and stuff.
Oh yeah. The floating museums. Yeah, they've got the USS Intrepid in New York. They've got the USS Midway in San Diego. I went on that one. That's that. Like I was saying about the museum, you need a couple days. You need a couple days to go through the Midway. That is an enormous ship. It's huge.
For the Battleship, I was only there for like 3 hours, but I couldn't go through all I wanted when I was on that ship.
Yeah, it's enormous. It's amazing something like that was built. I mean, my God, the size of those things is just
And it floats.
yeah,
too.
yeah, it floats. Yeah, I know. Amazing thing. But the freaking thing floats.
See something that floats, I think a major engineering compliment would be things like Victory. She's over 200 years old, made it completely of wood, and she's still floating, looking good.
Right. The Victory. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes. And the Mary Rose. Is that under restoration, or is that completed and in a harbor somewhere? Can you help me, Gary?
Mary Rose is in a museum. She's like the what's it called, Vasa, because she had spent like so many years underwater.
Right.
I know Warrior is in the same port, same general vicinity of Portsmouth as Victory is, but as far as like Mary Rose, as far as I know, it's only like half the ship. The rest is getting some kind of stuff on it that's keeping it from deteriorating.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's right, Captain. She's in a building
Preservation.
in Portsmouth. She's sprayed with some form of chemical and water all the time to preserve the timbers.
Okay, that's what it is. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Compare the two. Yeah. Vasa, which is surprising considering she was underwater for so long, is in much better looking state than Mary Rose. But
it's just incredible that they got them up from where they were for as long as they were, and they managed to make something out of it. I mean, I would think that something like that would disintegrate once it hits the air, instead of being in water.
Well, the Great Western.
Yeah, that happens a lot. That happens a lot when you pull stuff out of salt water, especially metal. It's been there for a while. As soon as it hits the air, it starts to corrode straight away.
Yeah.
But yeah, Western or Eastern, I forget what it was. Made by, I think the name's
It's
Brunel.
been about 42 years since they pulled her out the Solents.
But it was in a state of disrepair, as far as I know, for over 100 years before I think they took it back to England and it was restored. I think it's now had like the whole bottom of it is encased around like glass or something at the museum. Well, you can walk on the ship itself, I think. I'm not sure. I haven't been to England before.
Well, they're doing a major work on the Texas, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
That's in dry dock, and it was getting worse.
Oh yeah, when I first saw I watched that whole video when they were pulling her to the to Galveston when they had the whole live stream. I was watching that entire thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I haven't watched the recent one, but yeah, that one came out not long ago.
She started to take on water as I was towing it and had to keep pumping it out all the time on the way over.
You guys watch Drakenfeld's channel?
Yes.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. That guy's amazing. The amount of history in his head is incredible.
Oh, yeah. Time I have a question for his Patreon things, I usually am asking questions on it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I got a list to do it because he names everyone that he answers the question from.
Yeah, it's under my personal name because, like Jeff, my name's also Jeffrey.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. He's got fantastic little history bits about just about everything. I've learned a lot since I can't. He in fact, his channel was one of the first ones when my entry into YouTube about 3 years ago. Before that, I didn't know a damn thing about anything as far as online streaming and finding stuff. And then slowly but surely, I started doing it. Now, I don't watch regular television. I canceled my cable TV service, and I'm so far from Chicago. I'm about 50 miles outside of the city that my outdoor digital antenna signal is so weak. I can't watch local channels. Yeah. So I'm watching YouTube. That's what I watch.
Yeah.
Any of you guys pay for YouTube Premium?
Yes, Peter.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you repeat that again, Peter?
You pay for YouTube Premium at all?
I thought about it, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. But frankly, the ads are getting pretty annoying.
I thought about it too, but then I realized that being a content creator on here, I like to monitor my videos and watch to see where YouTube puts in the ads. And if I'm a premium member, I can't watch my videos and see those ads they're putting in, because I can go back to the studio and edit my videos and take off ads or reposition ads where YouTube's put them. But on a premium account, I wouldn't be able to see them. So that's
well, I'm suspicious about that because, all right, so you get the premium account and they tell you no ads. Well, yeah,
you did
right.
get a couple.
And then a couple years later, they'll tell you, well, now we're going to have some ads. If you want free ads, you got to go to Premium Plus. They'll up it by one more, and you'll be kicking a little bit more money into the kitty.
And then it'll go up again.
I just
exactly, Gary. You got it right. And that's the way it was in the first day cable television came into Chicago. It was, we got this, and then it started becoming more specific, and levels of service started increasing. They started increasing franchise fees and taxes. But
do I have to pay premium for each account I have? Like, I got 2 channels. Do I have to pay 2 premium accounts, or they all come under the one?
Comes under the
I
one
think
channel.
per account.
each channel.
Well, there's also people who do things like they stream Paramount and Buena Vista or Disney. You got these mega streaming services that branch off, like Peacock and others that you can look into, and then they've got their own branches of service within them. So if you want to watch something, we moved it up to this, so now you got to pay a little bit more per month, but you can get what you're looking for there. That's the same old game it's always been. There's nothing different. You cut the cord, fine, but you're still playing the same shell game where they give you a service and then they modify it down the road a bit, and you want it, well, you got to pay a little more. So there's not
That's
really.
why I canceled Disney.
Amazon's just done it with Prime. You can get ones now where you pay a slightly lower price and you get limited ads now, or you pay a little bit extra and it's ad free.
Yeah, well, like I said, I'm not going with the premium YouTube because the ads on some of these channels I want to watch, they're ridiculous. The amount of times it cuts in, it really gets into my attention span. I mean, I want to stay with it. Somebody's building a model or something's going on, and every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, something's coming in. All depends on.
It's like live streams. I can't watch live streams that have ads because it's ridiculous. It cuts in. You miss what they're saying, and your chat goes back to the beginning. So you got to scroll through to where your chat's caught up. I have the option to have it monetized on live stream, but I don't. What I do is after the live stream's over, then I put it on for the replays. But that's
Moss has ads in these live streams.
Yes, Moss does. He has ads in his too, and it's a pain because ad pops in, you miss what they were talking about, and then your chat goes back to the beginning. You got to scroll back to it, So, but I wasn't sure if it was going to give me like my 2 channels under the one subscription, then maybe that would be all right. But again, I still want to see the ads because sometimes YouTube will throw ads in on my videos right in the middle of what I'm talking about, or just stupid spots.
That happens on almost every one I watch. The timing of it is, I think it's all based on their algorithms. Like
the AI is doing it.
It doesn't matter what you're doing.
I don't mind the ads. The ads are revenue for me as well. But why put an ad 5 minutes from the end of your video or even just a couple of minutes from when your video is going to end,
Well, they always seem to come in at a crucial point. You're watching something, do something certain on a model, and you think, oh, this is great. And then the next minute, bang, it goes, and then it comes back and you missed that whole thing.
The kid's finished. You go, what happened?
Well, the people who create, like, we can adjust exactly where we want the ads put throughout our videos. There's little markers, and we can change those markers to what we want. And that's what I do. I go in and I go, right, that's okay. But I need to watch my video through to see where those ads are coming in,
Oh, okay. So you can control
Otherwise,
yourself.
I'd love to have premium because I'd use the music. The music would be good to have to stream, to be able to get on your phone, go back to Google searches and stuff while the video is still playing, because you can't play when you switch screens or when you got screensaver come on, you know.
Talking about your kinfolk, one of the reasons I watch his channel, and it's not just because of this, but it is one of the attractions. He has no ads. He has no ads at all.
Actually, I want to. They're not. They do happen every so often. I think it was last week. I was watching his video on the development for how Yamato became what she became, and right there in the middle of the video, an ad came on. I don't think he did it on purpose, but it did happen to me.
Well, those dry dock episodes where it's like 3 hours.
Yeah,
I put those on late at night because I can just roll over and fall asleep, and I can hear it because it's mostly audio. There's John Marley. Aloha, aloha, Mr. Marley. How are you, sir? You still in Hawaii, or are you back home in Australia? So, does anybody happen to watch World War II TV? Does anyone subscribe?
Occasionally.
Yeah,
No.
I've watched that.
I can honestly admit right now I'm not trying to look into anything really World War II. I'm trying to watch mainly. I'm trying to learn more on the First World War as right now. Not that the Second World War ain't amazing. It's just amazing in the sense of learning about it. Nothing's amazing about war, but just learning what went on with the war.
Okay. That's your focus of interest, right? Well, the reason I bring it up is because the man who runs that channel, he's an Englishman who lives in Normandy, and he started it during the pandemic because he's a battlefield tour guide, and during the pandemic and the lockdown, he had nothing to do. So he started this, getting people on he knew who were, historians or authors or professors of history. And now, and he runs the whole thing himself, and he doesn't have ads. He doesn't have ads on the rebroadcasts. They come in sometimes and sometimes they don't, but on the live broadcasts, there are no ads. And he keeps it, he insists on having it that way. And if anyone wants to learn about World War II history, he's pretty much brass tacks. He's got a bunch of great guests, and you can learn a whole lot. In fact, he tried branching out on something called World War I TV, but I guess it didn't take off. I haven't seen anything new on that for a long time. Oh, can you guys? You know what, Peter? I think I'm just going to sign off. I got to get my dinner going, and I'm going to get ready. I'm hooking up with Jason at 8:00 my time, which is, you're going live at 8 a.m. your time for your Discovering Thailand thing. So
that's right.
I'm going to jump off, guys. But it was a pleasure meeting everyone. Andrew, Charlemagne, Gary, everyone. Paul. Hope to see you later on with Jason.
Yes, I'll see you this afternoon.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay.
Nice meeting you, Jim.
Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you, mate.
Adios.
All right.
Quick,
All right.
what did Jason mention anytime this week that he wasn't going to be doing a live stream yesterday, or what was up with that?
I don't know. There's a live stream scheduled.
The live stream's still going ahead. You'll be graced with the rest of us, but Jason's away for the weekend.
Okay.
Because usually Friday, and I looked and I saw that. I didn't see anything, and I'm like, oh, this is weird. He must have been on vacation, but it was just the time to ask.
Hey, Peter, did Verifier just bought out a 1/350th scale Yamato, and you should see it's got the deluxe edition. It's got 3D printed turrets, metal barrels, 9 sheets of etch.
Oh no,
bloody beautiful.
All right,
Tim.
We'll give you 10 minutes. Go order it.
Andy's Hobby HQ did a review on it yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, that's amazing because they're a good company. I built a couple of those. They're 1/700 scale ships, and the detail, they're like mini art of ships. Incredible.
Yeah. I think it's the Indianapolis or something that they made.
Yeah.
And the deluxe edition of that's incredible, man. Unreal.
Yeah, that's what I built that as well, and and it looks amazing. It's just that it's too damn small. I can't do 1/700s anymore. It's just.
I've got the 1/200 Curtis Wilbur. I just got that not too long ago. I haven't started it yet, but there's a mob in China that's just put out all these update sets for the 200 scale one. A bridge with interior, all the guns and weapons have been 3D printed and everything. Oh, it's bloody outstanding.
Oh, really?
Well,
I
Talking
just
about the
got mine.
Indianapolis, she's quite actually a
Showed us up
historical
here.
ship. She delivered the bomb, didn't he? What the Enola Gay dropped,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and then she got vetoed on the way home.
Yeah, and they all got attacked by sharks in the water. It was
As we laid
terrible.
in Jaws, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just watched a movie yesterday. Actually, it's still sitting in the DVD player. Yeah, bloody, they lost a lot of men in the sharks, didn't they? Like, I think it was
About 2/3,
400.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
something
so
like
well, it was a massive
For every,
amount.
for every 3 men, 2 got killed.
it was just
Yeah,
that they
yeah.
fired a ship in Indianapolis, like USS Arizona. The first time those two names have been given to a ship was just a few years ago. I actually remember seeing, I think it was CNN News. They brought it up, showing the launching of it. I just don't remember what type of ship the new Indianapolis was.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
no, that's right.
I
But
have
Yamato Verifier, I'm
Very-
going to have to check that out.
I built their
Yeah, I think the new Indianapolis is a Arleigh Burke.
Oh, right. Is it?
Talking
No.
about historic ships, the
Yeah,
latest Enterprise isn't far from hitting the water. CVN 81, I think she is.
yeah.
the new Enterprise, the Gerald R4 class. I have actually the first ship for that class, the 1 in 700 one. They announced it's actually quite fairly good size for the Magic Factory. Fairly good size.
Right.
Yeah.
You're actually
I've
talking
seen
about the
that.
Gerald Ford itself, isn't it? The CVN 70, as you say, CVN 76 or 77, yeah.
Hold on a second, it's right here by my feet.
Well, that's right. I built the Yamato in 1/700, and it was almost like a 350 scale ship because of just the size of the ship in the first place.
Yeah,
'cause you've got a weird name coming out. It's like the Doris May or something as well, coming as well as a carrier.
But I'm
Yeah,
curious about
yeah.
that 1-350 Yamato, because that'd be a big ship too. Like,
yeah.
you know.
Nimitz or Yamato, those things are going to be massive.
Where can you order that on B&A? Where'd you see that one?
I don't think we've got it yet. It's only just been re-released. Andy's Hobby HQ got one as a display one type of thing, so we could show everyone. He hasn't got them in the States yet, but I'm not sure how long it takes to get here. But if you look it up, yeah, you could probably order it direct from them anyway if you could find their website.
Yeah.
Because as I was saying about the George Ford class, I've seen footage of our new, I think, Queen Elizabeth class carriers, and they are absolutely dwarfed by them. And these are the biggest carriers the British have had, the Queen Elizabeth class. That and Prince of Wales. And Prince of Wales threw a propeller shaft on its way out to America and spent 9 months in dry dock getting fixed on a maiden voyage.
Yeah. We're having trouble too in Australia with some of our ships at the moment. We've got 2 refuelers that were built in Spain, and they're both alongside for 12 months because they're having engine problems and all sorts of crap.
Yeah, they took advantage with Prince of Wales to do the post-shakedown cruise or trip upgrades. So they did them both at the same time. Save it having go out, come back, and be tied up for even longer. They thought, let's do them alongside, get it done. So she actually spent an extra 3 months in Ross High than she should have.
Yeah. You're always going to get problems with like first class of new ships and stuff. You always will until they get the gremlins out of them. And once they do, they're normally all right after that.
Because if you think about the Gerald Ford with the electric catapults, it's taken months, even over a couple of years, to get them to work properly because they've gone away from the steam catapults.
The problem is also you put too much new stuff that nobody on a ship, you're going to have major teething problems, and you're doing this on some of these vessels which cost billions of bucks to build. you would think, yeah, you want all the new stuff to be added to the ships, but at the same time, you don't want something you could deploy into an active core zone. Your system's not work because you don't know how they're going to react. It's like a case of dealing with a stubborn child. It'll want to listen to you one moment and then not want to listen to you the next.
Yeah, that's right. And you think, if America's having trouble with their electric catapult or whatever it is, imagine the trouble Chinese are having with them, having not had carriers before.
Did you hear about the British sub that went actually underneath the Chinese one when it came out to sea and pinged it just as it departed to show we've been watching you for about 12 hours. They've got your signature, everything.
Yeah. I was on guided missile frigates, Oliver Perry class for 10 years, and we used to do that sort of thing too and light them up.
Yeah, because when Queen Elizabeth went out to the Far East with the Americans and the Chinese put a sub under her, we put an astute up the arse of the Chinese sub, got within his baffles, and lit him up like rotten. They won't say anything about it, but they literally pinged him to hell. And the Chinese think, where's this coming from? They just couldn't see him. It's only when he moved out the baffles and actually got an active torpedo lock on him that they realised, bye-bye, we got you. Yeah.
Funny, eh?
Yeah. Another thing about the Queen Elizabeth, it's quite strange. You've actually got an RAF squadron equipping her, the Dambusters.
Really? What are they? F-35, are they?
Flies Lightnings off Queen Elizabeth. And I believe when she gets equipped, Prince of Wales is going to have RNAS 809 on her. So one's going to be an RAF squadron, one's going to be a Navy squadron.
Oh, there you go. Would that be because of manning issues like we're having? Like not enough people to do the job, so they have to transfer a RAF squadron out there?
No, it's just a case of the RAF's the only ones that got the Lightnings.
Oh, okay, yep.
We've only just bought enough for the Navy to have them. Even when Queen Elizabeth went on a shakedown crew with the RAF, half the complement were US Marine F-35Bs.
Yeah, we're having our government's fucking giving our Navy away to everyone else at the moment.
Because as I say, you've annoyed the French.
Well, I don't really care too much about that.
Well, as I say, the French can't build anything right.
No.
Raphael, Eurofighter on the cheap, but it don't work properly.
Well, we had the MRH-90 helicopter, as you know, that got buried a couple of months ago because they were having problems with it, and that's a French bloody thing.
Yeah, the Tiger.
And the MRH-90 as well.
Yeah. The Tiger spent more time getting fixed than it did flying. Yeah,
we would have been better off just buying the Apache straight out.
Yeah, that comes next year.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing that flying around.
Oh, geez.
We've had a lot of activity up here with the flooding and all that we had in December and that. They're still, fixing place up there. We've got Chinooks flying around here every day at the moment.
Because where are you, Andrew?
Cairns.
I've got family up in Mackay.
Oh, yeah, I'm about 12 hours further up.
Yeah, originally from Sydney, they moved up that way probably about 20 years ago.
Yeah, Mackay's a good place. My son's actually moving up there from Brisbane next week to start a job in the mines up there, so I'll be a bit closer to him, so that'll be good for us.
Yeah. As I say, my mum's elder sister, when they moved out, they emigrated in the 50s. She took 4 of the boys with her, then had another 2 boys. She ended up with 6 boys eventually. So 2 are actually pure blood Aussies, and the other 4 are sort of like Aussie light Brits. But as I say, the other 5 are all dotted around Sydney.
Yeah. I'm off doing a bit of travelling from October. I get me super in about 9 weeks' time, so I'm off.
Nice.
I'm off on a cruise in October for 21 days, ending up in Hawaii, and then in February I'm going to California for a few weeks to catch up with some Marine mates I met during the Gulf War and hang out over there. So I'm going to try and get to a couple of museums over there if I can and have a look around. And then next year, later on, I'm going to go over to Holland, to Oosterbeek for, the SME or EME model competition, a really big one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So I'm going to go over and check that out and see what that's like.
Oh, good things coming. That's great. That's great.
Yeah,
well,
I wanted to be a RF pilot, but because of a neurological condition I was born with, I couldn't go in. And I worked out if I got what I wanted to fly, when I wanted to fly, I would have been myself bang smack in the middle of it, flying the Tonkas, because I wanted to fly a Tornado.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive the first few days of the Gulf War, and I was on the gun line for all the missile launchings from the Gulf, and I think it was Missouri that was there, one of the big battleships.
Oh yeah,
God, that's quite impressive when it does a full broadside fire.
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember one of our news broadcasters, he was in Baghdad, and he stood on the corner by a traffic light. And he said, he's doing a light piece to camera. He said, I've just seen a cruise missile fly over the top of me, turn left at these traffic lights, and hit a building 10 yards down the road.
In a Wisconsin documentary, they were talking about how her and Missouri were launching the first cruise missiles out, and how Wisconsin was the first ship to have people wave a white flag because they knew because they were using the drone for spotting that right behind there was either 16-inch rounds coming in or a missile.
Like over here when we had what they call them cruise missiles, or now the Tomahawks. There was a lot of protests at the army base called Greenham Common, and they had the peace camps for years. What people don't realise is Tomahawk or cruise is just a delivery system. You can bolt a number of different warheads on the front of it, and it's a second strike weapon. It's not meant to hit the target straight away. It's meant to go in second in any major conflict.
Yeah, that's right. We were sending SM1s in, and they had cameras in the nose, and you could follow them all the way to the target. It was quite impressive. And we fired probably 3, I think it was, and they were tracking across the desert, and they were down really low, avoiding terrain and etc. And we could see these dots in the distance, and as it got closer and closer, there was a big pile of camels, and a dude walking his camels across the desert. the next minute, the camera went blank, and we thought, "What the bloody hell happened there?" So the next sortie that went in flew over the same area, and there was bits of camel everywhere. So the missile went through half a dozen camels.
Wow.
I thought it was quite funny.
So it still went to its target, but it went through the camels.
That's how low.
Yeah, it went through the camels. Yeah.
Wow.
The camel got in the way.
Oh, that's amazing.
That camel. Like, oh crap.
The old Bedouin would have had a feed for the night anyway, I suppose. So that's cool.
Definitely barbecue for everyone. The whole
way. The Bedouin freshly cooked camel meat.
It probably would have been cooked already.
No, but I'm saying the missile blew it up, cooked.
Yeah, that's it.
Didn't have to gut it or anything. There's your joint.
Yeah, that's it. Funny as.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to end our stream here. Unfortunately, I've been going for 2 hours, and I got to get some stuff done here for my next thing. So, thank everybody for coming on.
Yeah, excellent. Now I know how to use the camera properly. I'll be right. So have a good day, everyone, and enjoy your modelling. And I'll catch up with you later, eh?
Thanks,
I'll
mate.
get you those pictures done sometime this week, Captain.
Yeah.
The Belfast pictures.
All right.
As I was saying, it's only half an hour on the public transport for me to get down by the river to get. I can probably get pictures up from Tower Bridge. So I can get above Pevex's side from outside the Tower, London, across from the side pictures, and I might be able to get some sort of from London Bridge to get the other end. So I probably might be able to get most angles for you.
All
That'd
right.
be good.
Yeah.
And don't forget to watch Harry Potter because it's in that as well.
Not the Belfast.
Yeah.
Watch the film Biggles. She's in that as well.
Yeah.
That's where Biggles was filmed.
There you go.
Is where they put the local government offices where they built it. But that was the last part of that part of London that was built on after the war. Because even when they filmed Biggles in the 80s, it's still all the old bomb damage was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you all. And I might do this again next week. It was gone really well. I didn't expect so many people to come on. So excellent.
People
All right.
like you, Peter.
And thanks again for Crazy again, giving out those free memberships. And all right, guys. Thank you. I'll talk to you again soon. Where are we? Exit. There it is. Okay.